Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. But there is a RAIN program, and this RAIN program is all over the world. It's all over the United States. The RAIN program helps all victims and gives some proper training for some of the accusers also to help them get back on foot. And also we have a, right here, which I'm asking the court to do for them. I want her to take the victim rape impact seminar so that she will understand completely of how the other person feels when such a criminal act is taking place.
Okay, now how can people contact those two different companies?
All right, I'm giving you the number right now. The one that's for the RAIN is basically 202-544-3561. That is the RAIN program, Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. And then you can also contact the national hotline for it, which is 1-800-656-HOPE, HOPE.
Okay, well, thank you for putting that information out there. You know, I had a few more questions to ask you that were not related to the incident at the gas station, just so that listeners can get to know you a little bit better. And
yes, sir.
Before I ask you these few questions, I just wanted to give you the chance to put your Twitter name or however people can contact you. Can you let the listeners know your contact information if they need to reach you?
Of course. Okay, basically, in order to contact me, is Facebook, Washington, Tharpe, as the name is Washington as the city, and Tharpe is spelled T as in Tom, H-A-R as in Robert, P as in Pablo, and E as in Elefante. And that is through Facebook. That way, through Facebook has all kinds of means of contacting me elsewhere.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And, you know, when I was on your Twitter page, it mentioned that, you know, you speak Spanish, Japanese, and Portuguese. And I wanted to know how long you've been speaking these languages.
Basically, since around, I've been speaking Spanish ever since around 1994. But I've been speaking Portuguese and Japanese right after undergrad, and I graduated undergrad in 1999. And I decided to go to Costa Rica. And believe it or not, even though Costa Rica is a Spanish-speaking country, you can also learn other languages as well, since it houses many people from different countries. And I have a minor in Japanese and a minor in Portuguese. And I took some graduate courses in Portuguese and Japanese when I was studying for my master's. And I just pursued it and met a lot of international friends from Japan and from Brazil and all over Latin America.
Okay, can I ask you how to say a phrase in each language?
Yes, and with Japanese, it would take me a little struggle, but with the other ones, it'd be simple.
Okay, now in Spanish, how do you say? Well, I had some prepared, but
okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
How do you say, hello, my name is Mr. Washington Thorpe, and I'm your Spanish teacher?
Hola, yo soy señor Washington Thorpe, entonces yo soy el maestro de español de ustedes.
Okay. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to repeat that because I would butcher it, but in Portuguese, how do you say, yes, I speak fluent Portuguese?
Sim, eu falo português fluentemente.
Now, Portuguese and Spanish, they sound a little alike.
Like they sound a little alike, but Portuguese is usually a nasal sound that's very complicated to make at times, especially, you know, when you have a deep voice.
Okay. Would you say that Japanese is the most difficult, or?
Oh my God, yes. Everything is reversed, and I have to think and think and think.
Because I have this phrase, like I always tell this joke, like actually on YouTube as well as on my blog, which is basically I always say this is why I'm marrying a Japanese woman. Like, for example, if any little thing happens, like, for example, with the news story that you were involved with, I would say, oh, look at the behavior of these women. This is why I'm marrying a Japanese woman. And it's a joke, but I say it like I'm being serious. So what I wanted to know was, how do I say, this is why I'm marrying a Japanese woman in Japanese?
Oh, now that would take me 3 days to say.
Okay.
My Japanese is basic Japanese. I'm not fluent in Japanese.
Okay, can you say anything in Japanese for us? Any sentence of your choosing?
Yes, I could say, ボテはとてもいいですね。そして、明日はうちに行きたかったな。そして仕事をしたなければなりませんね。
Okay, what
Translation? Basically, I told everybody, I said, I'm doing well. And I said, yesterday I wanted to go home, but I couldn't. I had to work.
Wow. Now, that's very relatable for people who have to work those long hours there. Now, besides speaking 3 different languages, your Twitter profile also says that you're an educator and a consular host. What's a consular host?
Basically, within education, believe it or not, we have Upward Bound programs, and Upward Bound programs are for urban children who come from less fortunate families who needs that extra help of basically counseling, someone to talk to, someone who really is going to listen to them, understand their situation. A lot of them don't have fathers, so we kind of basically parent them the best way we can with several boundaries. And it's called aftercare and also after-school counseling. And DC is known for that.
And you do this through the schools, or is this outside of the school?
Well, you usually do it through school systems, but when you have a university, well, not university, but the college, like, for example, Trenum Tech, which is located in Montgomery, Alabama, that's where we got it started from. That's where I got it started from. You basically do it outside of your normal high school. In other words, the high school or the middle schools is where they go to school, but then after that, on Saturdays, they will take an Upward Bound program to help them with any kind of homework they need help with, but it will also give them that an opportunity to receive counseling and parenting skills, life skills. You know, we teach them how to survive in life, how to cook, how to clean, table etiquette, and all this. A great friend of mine named Patterson, Geneva Patterson, from Montgomery, Alabama, gave me the opportunity to work with her program, and to learn more about it.
Okay, now you're also a salsa, merengue, and bachata dancer and performer. Now, do you teach the kids how to dance as well?
Yes, I do. In fact, I used to set up shop in Alabama also, dancing salsa, merengue, and bachata, and I used to do it for a university, basically as a continuing education credit. And we teach kids every year how to dance all 3 dances.
Did you ever think about going on maybe Dancing with the Stars or So You Think You Can Dance or any of these dancing shows?
When I was younger, of course, like every child's dream, I did. In fact, I wanted to go to Star Search with one of my cousins years ago, around 1992 or 1991, whenever MC Hammer was popular. We tried that. We didn't receive any feedback from Star Search. We probably never received our video, having thousands of videos. But yeah, there was one time, in fact, I was working with a Brazilian woman who was doing Zumba and wanted to open up shop. Unfortunately, she returned to Brazil, so that didn't fall through. But it's still not out of the question yet.
You know, I was thinking, if you started a YouTube channel where you showed the counseling program and the dancing and everything, man, the kids would love that. They would eat that up. You know, it would be something that they would share on social media and whatnot. Did you ever think about maybe putting some of this stuff online?
You know, I don't know why you asked that question, but somehow you must have read my mind. Because basically, I wanted to do this. I wanted to open up an organization for, it's kind of like foster caring, but foster caring to a different yard. Foster caring where you house these kids who are misplaced in families. You become their foster parent with some other adults, but it's a boarding school. And then within that boarding school, it becomes a bilingual boarding school. And you're teaching them regular subject areas. You have teachers for every subject area, but everything's bilingual. So like week 1, everything will be taught in English. Week 2, everything will be taught in Spanish. It will give them opportunities also for counseling services and any kind of mental health problems that they ever have. It's just something different that I want to come up with, something that no one has actually created, because number one is in urban settings, we're missing out on foreign language with a passion. The government has poured in money to these school systems to teach foreign language, but they can't keep foreign language teachers because, the administration, unfortunately, is not understanding what a Spanish teacher needs, so to speak, in order to make sure that every child is basically receiving the proper instruction. Usually, Spanish classes are used as dumping grounds. Luckily, at the location where I am now, I love it. Administration's on top of it. But there's been some institutions where they just throw anybody in your class, regardless of their ability of learning any language, and you just have to do what you have to do. But in this situation, kids have a more opportunity to become fluently bilingual. Like I said, have access to a whole world of knowledge in both languages and excel in life. Our urban settings are kind of falling to the wayside. And like, I'll just give an example. In D.C. right now, we just had a news conference that showed that D.C., 25% of D.C. students are the only ones who are passing standardized tests. That is ridiculous. That is low, and that is our nation capital. That shows that whatever they're doing now is just not working.
Absolutely. And we're out of time here with the show, but Mr. Tharpe, I wanted you to please give out your social media information one more time before we go, and
yes.
Before I deliver my parting words.
Well, of course, you may reach me at Washington Tharpe, and Tharpe spelled Tharpe, at Facebook. And from there, any conversation is welcome.
Okay. Now, I just want to say this yet. I actually was thinking that the same thing, that there needed to be a similar program to that. And I had some more questions for you. So if you have the time, I would love to do a second part interview where we get more in depth in the program. So I'm going to make sure that I message you on Twitter and try to set something up.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll be speaking with you soon.
All right. No problem. Thanks, Dan. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Washington Tharpe of Washington, D.C. He was yet another great guest. Stay tuned for the second part of this interview. I'm going to set it up ASAP. Hopefully, he'll be able to call in maybe early January, if not towards the end of December. And I hope that we gave you guys a little bit more clarity of what actually happened, what actually transpired that day at the gas station. And check out the whole interview on YouTube or on Blog Talk Radio. Meet Magazine Interviews on Blog Talk Radio, or type in Meet Magazine Interviews playlist on YouTube, and it should come up. So just let me know what you think about it, and follow me on Twitter at Meet Magazine. Until next time,